Welcome everybody to Bulldog Country, where we talk all things country music. Today we got country music superstar Canaan Smith. Today we're going to be talking about his new album, High Country Sound. So, yeah, Canaan, I really enjoyed listening to your music for several years now. Maybe you could start by sharing a little bit about how you got started playing music and where you're from.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me, first of all, and appreciate you supporting my music. I'm
Yeah.
from Virginia. I grew up there in a big family and a lot of music in the house. So kind of just fell into a early love for music naturally because I was finding I enjoyed playing it. You know, we had guitars at our disposal and stuff like that I'd pick up, and kind of self-taught a little bit in that regard. And yeah, and that eventually led to me just feeling like that's what I wanted to do with my life. So I moved to Nashville to write songs and send them out into the world, and have, had some really cool doors open. And I'm at a place in my career right now where I'm feeling like it's a real fresh start for me. It's only my second album. It's been 6 years since I put my first album out. And so this is sort of a reflection of all that life I've lived in between. And it comes out this Friday. So I'm really excited to share it with people.
Awesome. Well, yeah, so everybody's looking forward to hearing it. I wonder, how did you come up with the name High Country Sound?
Well, being from Virginia and loving the Appalachian influence on country music, and that sort of basic fiddle and acoustic version, kind of like those songs that got passed down, those kind of songs that sounded good in that setup with just an acoustic guitar. Whoever else was around and knew how to play a fiddle or a mando or whatever, that kind of country music is very bluegrass in its approach, but that's sort of how it all started. And then you put a great story to it. So half of the album is a tribute to what I believe you could call high country sound, because that came from Bristol, Virginia. That original country music came from the mountains of Virginia. And so when I think of the kind of music that my album reflects, it's where I'm from, and it's tribute to where it all began. So I put it's very fiddle driven, very acoustic driven, and just to keep it barroom country too, we threw in electric guitar and whatnot, but it's mostly fiddle, steel, and instruments that would sound good up on the ridge, hollering out, and so it just felt like a fitting summary for the title to be High Country Sound.
Awesome. So yeah, one of my favorite songs on the album is Cabin in the Woods. It reminds me of like the many memories I have, like at my grandparents' house. They live like 40 miles north
Yep.
of Seattle, and out in the country, and they literally have a log cabin in the woods. So maybe you could talk about like your inspiration for writing that one.
Yeah, man, that one, I have a similar story just all along the way. I think it's a culmination of a bunch of different memories that I've had, taking trips to different cabins in the woods. And so, because at different phases of my life, they've all played a big role, all these different opportunities to get away from something or go with someone to get away. And I've done a lot of that just by jetting out to, I go down to Blue Ridge, Georgia quite a bit, parts of North Carolina, and great cabin country here in Tennessee. So I like to just use that as a getaway a lot, and I have for a lot of years now. So I think this song was born from a place of real appreciation for what that's done for me in my life, and it came very naturally because I got a lot of memories associated with it.
Cool. Well, it'll be fun to have that extra knowledge, listen to it from now in the future. So yeah, which song out of all the other ones that like haven't been released yet, which one are you most excited for the fans to hear?
Oh man, I honestly love this album, and and don't think it would be complete without the songs that are on it right now. If one of them was gone, it wouldn't be the same. I feel that connected to it as a whole. But if I have to narrow it down to one, I'm excited for him to hear. That's a tough one. American Dream is a real favorite.
Yeah.
I wrote that 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very cool how God's timing for things works out. Yeah. Because I think that the message of the song, which is simply life changes, and the first line is summer lightning strikes, blows out all the lights, slows us down, reminds us just how far we've come. And I thought, man, maybe God just knew what he was doing, even though that song was born 10 years ago. Maybe that's a message that's real appropriate for now. Mm-hmm. And when it came time to put the album together, that was one that was always in the favorite list from all that time ago, and just feels really, really timely for people to, as we're all living this, this new normal, right, kind of figuring out, reminding us how far we have come, and kind of maybe refiguring our priorities a little bit. And so I'm excited for people to hear that one.
Yeah, they sent me a link to the whole album, and that's definitely one that I've been coming back to a lot. So
cool.
Yeah.
Love you.
So yeah, so after everybody listens front to back to the album, what do you want people to take away from it?
Man, I want them to appreciate the lyrics and the stories, in the songs, and I want it to feel like it's coming from my life, and that I'm being open and honest and sharing more about myself with people. It's more important to me to do that and to be transparent and right from the heart than it is to be a hit artist on the radio or break the system with number of streams. All those things are cool and bring it on, but that's not my aim. My aim is that you take away an album you will consider one of your favorites, and you can live with, and will grow with you as you do. That'd be my hope.
Cool. Yeah, it's definitely a great album. One of my favorites of the year for sure.
Thanks, man.
So yeah, now would you like to play a song right now that'd be a good
sure
time?
Yeah, man. Let's do let's do that American Dream song since I was talking about it.
Sounds good.
Summer lightning strikes, blows out all the lights, slows us down, reminds us just how far we've come. We were on some rocky road, walked through fields of gold. Thick and thin, you always been my only one. Living this American dream, there's no place that I'd rather be. With you by my side, girl, I'm home and I'm free. This is the stuff life is made of, and I hope I never wake up from this American dream. So pour that glass of wine, like all we got is time. But on nights like this, we just don't get on near enough. No. And in each other's arms, we're safe in every storm. And if rain comes through this worn out roof, we'll patch it up. Oh, we're living this American dream. There's no place that living this American dream. There's no place that I'd rather be. With you by my side, I thank God that I'm free. This is the stuff life is made of. I hope I never wake up from this American dream. American dream. American dream.
Great song.
Thank you, brother.
Thanks for playing it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, so I think we talked about it a little bit, but like in a recent interview, you talked with Ty Bentley about your faith and how important it was to you, and like how you're gonna pass it on to your daughter. So I was wondering, like, you could tell us like how that impacts like the way you approach your career and your music, and yeah, because it's something that's important to me.
Great question. What's that?
It's something really important to me too. So
awesome, man. Yeah, you know, I mean, there's purpose, you know, it's purpose. It's such a purpose necessary world we live in, you know. I mean, we have to have purpose, you know, and so yeah, I find mine definitely in my faith. And I know that music is meant for me to be more than a career. Mm-hmm. I think God's got a cool way of having something for all of us that's intentional and not accidental.
Right.
So I'm just trying to just live every day to sort of release control and let him kind of finish the picture. And because it's coming together. Just I'm so thankful. Everything I have at this point in my life has been such a it's been a journey that got me here. It wasn't always easy, and that came with a lot of heartache and heartbreak, and everyone has their own set of struggles. But right now, the reward of new life, like our baby girl, man, it changes everything when you start to realize, you know, this child's happiness and their safety and them feeling loved is everything. That's the only, nothing trumps that about my life, you know? So I think that awareness comes from realizing where life comes from or believing where it comes from and how fragile it is, but also believing how purposeful it is. So that affects everything from the top down, how my songs come together. You know, I think I like to look at, or I don't like to look at it. I believe that music is a gift. I think that it's, you know, something that is really powerful. We all feel that way, but I've seen it. And I find the best version of me is the one that's unafraid to just be whatever comes out, and that digging deep, you know, really pays off, and that all comes from the top, you know. Right. So that's how it affects it in a nutshell, and it affects that my whole life, you know, is his, and I want it to be for his glory. So we'll see what's next.
Good stuff. Yeah. So I see a lot of the, I'm looking at the track listing and all the different writers. I see BK and Tyler on there a lot. So I was wondering like how that like relationship has influenced your career. I mean, obviously you're on the Round Here Records and Tree Vibes, but maybe talk about like how that relationship's changed and how it's influenced your career.
So we went to college together.
Okay.
And so we've been friends for a while and writing songs together for a long time and had each other's backs and believed in each other from day one. And so when I got kind of lost in translation there for a few years, a while back, I just felt like I needed a change up. And they had just started their new publishing company. And so one thing led to the next, and all of a sudden I got a record deal with them, and we're putting out an album. And what it's done for me is, man, they've been an instrument in bringing me home, bringing it back to what I do best, because that's what I did best back then, was just sing from the heart with an acoustic guitar. And it's the same one I'm playing today, still. And I'm trying to write songs without a filter of commercial success or any of that. I'm just trying to get back to just songwriting the best way I know how. And they've been a huge reminder that's good enough, and an encourager in that regard. So, and then they've given me the go ahead to go record this music, and I recorded most of it by myself with the band and so I got to produce it and feel real connected in a way that is way deeper than anything I've done yet. So I think they've been just an honest just blessing in my life, where I don't think I could have felt this excited about music, or this return to this kind of like passion for music and all that stuff, had it not been for them.
Cool. Well, yeah, kind of going off that a little bit. With it, I really like when like artists like kind of change up the sound in between the albums. I know we kind of talked about it at the very start, but like I really like all the the fiddle and the banjo and stuff like that on the High Country sound. It's a little bit like more acoustic sounding. Like how did you decide to like kind of like pronounce those more, like turn them up a little bit more in this album?
I think honestly, dude, I stopped trying to be cool and just be honest about what I like, and not try to compete with what's happening or what we think people would like, even, just being more, again, digging instead of reaching, and when I dig deep, that's the music I love. It's guitar, fiddle, steel, and all the front porch instruments, that go with it. And so this was just the result of being given, permission to go make what I wanted, and have people that believe in that. And so I think it just came out really naturally, man, because that's what I love most, is that configuration.
Cool. Well, yeah, it's what I like too. This is a really great album, and that was my last question. So I really, really appreciate you taking the time to do this little interview, and hope you have a happy Easter next week.
You too, brother.
And just make sure everybody make sure to listen to High Country Sound on Friday, April 2nd. But yeah.
Heck yeah. Hey, go Gonzaga.
Yeah, we got a big game in about an hour.
Man, go get it. Crack a cold one for me.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Appreciate your time, man.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
See ya.